What is up, traders? Stan Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital, bringing to you today's trader takeaways. Now let's take a look at SPY here. We bounced off of 268.40s. We held this 269 level nicely, rebounded today. Looking at a 1 minute chart, pretty choppy, but uptrended towards the close. So it looks pretty bullish to me. We found the bottom here, 269, so that's pretty good. We'll see what happens from here. Let's take a look at the stuff we traded today. We have PED running yesterday, and today I was looking to fade this, and I was going off of this top right here pre-market. Let me pull up the executions. I didn't trade it as a momentum stock. I traded it as a just as a scalper because it was so thin. It was easily blowing through all supports, so all the resistances. So I was just taking the predictable moves. So shorted in here, risking above VWAP, covered into the washes, and then shorted into this stuff and covered into the washes again, and reshorted the bounce here. So this was my VWAP rejection setup right here. Wicks out a couple times. I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be rolling over right away. A lot of volume traded over here, so just risking above VWAP, and we broke out. This was, in hindsight, an opportunity to short into the stuff again. Started wedging, broke out. I was flat, and then I started doing the same thing again, risking this high right here for a quick scalp, and then I'm not sure what this was. But I was shorting in here, risking the highs above 50, and then covered some into the wash, reshorted, and then covered everything a little bit too early. Actually, a lot too early. But this is actually the best gainer on the day. Missed the whole drop. So a little bit upsetting that didn't stick around for the big drop. But nonetheless, that was a good trade. YUMA. Excuse me. So this one, same thing, was running. A lot of these low floaters are running. So this one ran from sub dollar and then through $1, hit $1.16. Let's look at daily here. So if we look at daily, we see that $1.03 or so, big resistance. On the volume profile, $1.10 to $1.15, big resistance. And we can see that today we just peaked through that resistance, consolidated and dropped pre-market. So when we opened, I went a little bit too fast, a little bit too soon, a little bit too big, risking very tight stop. So I was risking just above VWAP and I got stopped out, and then it dropped. So I was a little bit upset about that, but I was waiting, I was just sitting and waiting for a good entry, and did it again right here. Went in half size here, risking a little bit higher now, and then once it started working, I doubled up, added, maybe even tripled up, and then started paying myself into the big wash. So this was a really really clean trade. I mean, if I did half size here, I would have probably been adding on the way down, covering into the washouts. So the theme here is basically just don't FOMO yourself in. I wrote this on Twitter. Don't FOMO yourself in, but rather just wait for a better entry, wait for the stuff into the resistance, and have a good stop, and then pay yourself into the washes, trade around core. That's how the money is made right now. The next one was CLDC. Excuse me. Another trash company that pops and fades every single time. By the way, all these stocks on balance sheets, on financial statements, they're all trash, and they all have, some of them have ATMs, like PED has $100 million ATM, so the conviction is to the short side. So CLDC, I really, I'm a little bit upset that I missed the entry here. I was actually waiting for this pop in the morning, and I was busy with like 4 other positions, so I missed I missed this entry based off of yesterday's resistance. I thought if it stuffs into the $6, closer to $6, I would be shorting it, but I had it on my screen, wasn't watching it, so missed it. And then I saw it right here, and then I never reshorted again. I was like, you know what, I don't want to chase, because PED actually ripped through the VWAP again, bounced through the VWAP very easily, so I didn't want to take this trade, and obviously it worked. So I actually shorted this bounce right here, held it for a little bit, covered some, didn't want to re-add here. I wanted it closer to the VWAP, and then I just took it off. DFBG. This is another one that's been running from yesterday. It was squeezing. I didn't touch it yesterday. We put on a higher low, and then we just squeezed into the close. So today we opened up weak, and we just dropped. So had a small entry, covered it, and then another small entry right here, stop right above VWAP. Again, I need to be working on entering maybe half size or quarter size. I was actually pretty small right here, but probably need to go even smaller, and then add once it rejects, start adding on the way down, covering into the washes. And the next one was XBio. This one, pretty much I top tick this on the entries. I was looking at yesterday's consolidation right here, and so I was thinking once we peak through 550, that's where I want to get short. So 550, 555 or so, I had a couple of orders layered out, and that's got hit pretty nicely, and I wanted a bigger wash. I mean, if we're looking at 15-minute chart, this could be like a head and shoulders type, right? So shoulder, head, and a shoulder. So I was thinking maybe we're gonna wash out, but it's probably gonna take a couple more days, maybe tomorrow, we'll see. Had a few other stocks in play. Bed Bath & Beyond was SSR on a day. So we had some really crazy moves today, but a lot of these moves on the level 2 are pretty fake. So it could be favored down with a big offer, and you're getting short, you're thinking it's going to wash out 10-20 cents, and then it just rips, stops everybody out, and then collapses. Or in this case, this was an FU move to the upside to go down, but this was also an FU move to the upside. So that's a double FU move. So that's pretty tough. So I was actually shorting right here. I was thinking we stopped everybody out, and now I'm going to be risking above $19, which is a round number. And I was right for a little bit. I had decent size, and I got stopped out, and I actually got slipped to like 15s or so. So that was a pretty decent loss. I scalped it a few more times, but it wasn't. This was my loser, my biggest loser today. WBA, another one. Here I was actually scalping around 60 bucks, so it seemed like 60 was the magnet, and then we would just go under, over, under, over. So I was scalping it right here. So once we drop below 60, start buying it and selling into the pops, and do it over and over again. So this was a nice one. RAD, so this one has been SSR for a couple days now. Today it got triggered again, so we're going to be SSR tomorrow as well. Huge range. So the reason it dropped is they reported earnings. Huge range, triggered SSR, and then went sideways. So I was shorting in here, thinking we're going to reject and drop. Never happened. Covered, went long, it came back, and here I was just short. I was just short for pretty much the whole day, hoping that maybe something like this would happen, because that was the theme, right? A couple days ago it dropped, popped, and then the quote was really thick, so you could get pretty massive here, and you can catch like 5 to 10 cents and have a massive trade. Same thing right here. I was shorting this yesterday and then caught a really big trade. Today it never happened, unfortunately. There was a buyer, by the way. There's a buyer through JP Morgan dark pool today and yesterday right here at the close. Yesterday I had a pretty decent trade right here. Got long for like 2.5, 3 cents. And then today we had, the buyer was still there for most of the day, but he never picked up the offer. He never he never took out the offer. So I was short for pretty much all of the afternoon. And that's pretty much it. These are my takeaways. Let's see if we have any earnings. These are the earnings. Looks like Nike, a couple of other stocks are reporting. Yep, these are the takeaways. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, you can tweet at me at Chicana Trader, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.